So there's a new show on Lifetime called Phrogging, Hider in My House. And phrogging, Phrogging, is when a stranger is secretly living in your house and you don't know it. Now, you might think, how is that possible? But think about if you have a basement and there's outside access or a window. Someone could get in. You may not go down there often. And then all of a sudden, they just stay a night or two, and then they leapfrog to someone else's place, right? Have you seen this show?
I want to see it so bad because it's on Lifetime, and anything Lifetime does is like right up my alley. But yeah, it's called Phrogging, Hider in My House. Episode 2, it's on tonight at 7.
So there's a story of 3 college roommates who noticed things missing. And a hair in the tub that didn't match theirs. There was a guy in their closet.
The closet?
He knew all their routines, and he would move around accordingly to avoid them.
When you
It's
think
like a coyote.
in like college students, it's like, yeah, like they're probably in and out of the house. Like,
Right, but you don't want to see this and try and go to sleep. There's also a woman who swore she could hear footsteps in the attic, but thought it was just her imagination, which you always try and tell yourself, oh, it's just the wind.
it gives me goosebumps.
So then she's sick, right? And so she stays home from work for a day, and she's in her own tub on her sick day, and she noticed the trap door to the attic was wide open. She called the cops, but the person had left, leaving behind a sleeping bag, a book, and some food. So they were staying in her attic.
And they're reading? Like,
Well, yeah, what else are they going to do in there?
making
Very
themselves
comfortable.
comfortable.
And you may say, oh, this doesn't happen to people I know. Well, don't say that. Because Dimitri, whom I've known since before 2009, worked on the show here. You had this happen to you?
Yeah, I did. Luckily, I didn't know it at the time, though, because I was little. It was when I was growing up. And I didn't find out till years later that someone apparently had gotten into our basement and was, like, living there for a while. But I used to go down there and play.
Yeah, and so you're down there, and just describe the floor plan. So you'd be down there playing where, what, and where would the person be? How close?
I mean, it was a basement that kind of went the whole length of the house, but it was just like maybe a big room with like a walkway. We had the laundry down there, and I don't know. I would go down there and and just play. I didn't think of it. We lived in a small town. It was no big deal. And then years later, I find out my sister tells me that there was someone that broke in and was living there for a while.
Is she trying to wind you up? Because you guys have a sense of humor.
Yeah, no. She's the one that wouldn't do that. She's the one that would tell me the truth, but luckily didn't tell me earlier.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. So luckily, I mean, then my next thought was, did I ever have like an imaginary friend, that I thought was like I'd go down to the basement and play games with, but I didn't, because that would have really, really sent me spiraling.
Well, so I can picture the basement. We had a basement too. Half was finished. The other half was unfinished.
Creepy.
And there was a door. And there were a bunch of old boxes in the unfinished part and wood. And I remember, like, if I had to ever go get something from my mom in the unfinished part, I was terrified. I would flip on the light. I would run in. I'd run out, and I'd get chills down my spine running out because I thought someone was chasing me. But someone could have been there. Or maybe I did feel somebody. Maybe those chills were real.
See, I wasn't terrified, and turns out I should have been, so you were right to be terrified.
But thank you for re-terrifying me now.
Yeah,
because now
stay out of the basement.
I don't have a basement now, but I do have an attic.
Yeah,
and
the
are
attic.
basements like a thing still?
Well,
It depends on where you live.
yeah. If you're like on a hillside, you might have a basement, but the majority of people in California don't.
But a lot of people have them dug, like a room dug into a hill. Like
Yes.
you can have a half, like a room
I just
sort of
said
gets
that.
built into the earth.
Said if you live on a hillside.
That's different. That's living on a hillside. I'm saying dug into the earth's core. With pylons. All right. Thank you, Dimitri, for your service for so many years.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad you're here.